Morning, first graders. I am so excited that we're doing reading right now and that it's Wednesday and that I'm teaching the best first graders ever. Okay, so like Mr. Ridges said earlier, today is day 20. The date is April 29th, 2020. And like I said a few minutes ago, it's Wednesday. So happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be working on day 20 reading. Let's get started. So I'm going to tell you our learning target, what we're going to be learning today with our brains, and what we're going to need to succeed in today's lesson. Get ready. Let's listen to it.
All right, first grade, our learning target today is I can contrast the stories Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg. This time repeat it after me. Ready? I can contrast the stories Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg. Great job, first grade. In order to succeed for today's lesson, you guys are going to need the text Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg. You can also follow along because I'm going to read both of these today too. You're going to need these texts, a pencil, and your day 20 activity sheet or a piece of paper.
Now, let's talk a little bit more before we read. So, what does it mean to contrast two different things? I'm going to ask that question one more time. What does it mean to contrast two different things? Tell me. Excellent job, first grade. So, when we're contrasting things, we're thinking about how things are different. So today, we are going to contrast the text Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg. We're going to think about how the characters are different, and we're also going to think about how their experiences in both the texts are different. Now, let's read Mongo's Migration. And after Mongo's Migration, we're going to reread Tom and the Egg, just to refresh our brains. Let's get started reading.
Evidently. Let's get started. Mongo's Migration. It is written by Torrin Anderson and illustrated by Hugh Jameson. Mongo's Migration. When will we reach Mexico? Mongo asked. It takes days to get warmer weather, his father said. I'm tired, Mongo said. Hurry up, his mother said. There's a storm coming. I don't care, Mongo said. Next year, can I stay home for winter? Before his parents could answer, a gust of wind blew Mongo way off course. I don't know the way to Mexico, Mongo screamed. When the storm ended, he was all alone. Mongo landed on a tree and saw a yellow frog. Hey, frog, Mongo said. I am lost and you need to help me. The frog jumped away without saying a word. Next, Mongo saw an alligator. Tell me how to get to Mexico, Mongo demanded. I have the directions right here in my mouth, the alligator said. Just climb inside. Snap! The alligator slammed his mouth shut. You almost bit me, Mongo yelled. No one bosses me around, the alligator said. Mongo soared into the air. He flew over an ocean and landed on a whale's back to rest. Hand over your map, Mongo yelled. I have no clue where I'm going. I don't help rude birds, the whale said. He shot water out of his blowhole and launched Mongo back into the sky. The frog ignored me. The alligator tried to eat me. The whale shot me into the air. Maybe I'm not asking in the right way, Mongo said. Mongo saw a big bird flying over the ocean. Can you please help me? Mongo said. I need to get to Mexico. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, the bird said. Keep the sun on your left in the morning. In the afternoon, keep the sun on your right. If you do this, you'll fly south and reach Mexico. Thank you, Mongo said. It's a pleasure to help someone who's so polite, the bird said. Mongo flew for 3 days. He kept the sun on his left in the morning. In the afternoon, he kept the sun on his right. Finally, Mongo could fly no farther and collapsed on a beach. When will I reach Mexico? Mongo cried. Mongo? His parents called. Mongo jumped up and saw his parents snacking on bugs. What took you so long? His dad asked. I had to learn how to ask for directions nicely, Mongo said. I'm glad you found us, his mother said. She handed him a juicy bug. I love Mexico, Mongo yelled. Can we come again next year? To read the book Tom and the Egg. It's written by Joe Slade and illustrated by Philip Newsome. Let's get started reading Tom and the Egg. On a foggy October morning, Tom was jogging on a long path in Farmer Oliver's orchard. He was jogging with his dog Bobby. Suddenly, Bobby stopped jogging. Tom did not want to stop. What is the matter, Bobby? Are you hot? Asked Tom. That did not seem to be the problem. Tom jogged back to get Bobby. The dog was on top of a log, sniffing at something in a pile of moss under an olive tree. What did you find, Bobby? Said Tom. When Tom saw what Bobby had found, he was shocked. It was the biggest egg he had ever seen. It was twice as big as a soccer ball. It is a dinosaur egg, whispered Tom. I must save it. There is no mom. Tom found a big box that was used to pack oranges. He filled the box with moss and carefully placed the egg on top of the moss. When he got home, Tom put the orange box with the egg inside in his dad's office. Dad's gone to see his boss in Oregon for a few days. The egg will be safe, locked in Dad's office, thought Tom. He put a lot of Dad's socks on top of the egg to keep it warm. The next day, he told his friend Polly about the egg. I have a dinosaur egg in my dad's office, and when it hatches, I'll be the only kid in the world with a dino pet, bragged Tom. It will be a very hard job to raise a dinosaur baby, said Polly. If it's a carnivore, you'll have to feed it a lot of meat. Where will you get the meat? They don't sell dino meat in the pet store. If it's an herbivore, you'll have to feed it a lot of vegetables. You'll need pots and pots of veggies, said Polly. And the dino will not be housebroken, so you'll have to mop up lots and lots of plops, she added. Tom looked worried. He hadn't thought of how difficult a job it was to look after a dinosaur. When Tom got home, he said hi to his mom and ran straight to his dad's office. He opened the box and pulled off his dad's socks. He saw cracks on the egg. Oh no! The dinosaur is about to hatch, he said. The egg was cracking and creaking, and finally a little head popped out. Then a little creature hopped out of the egg onto the top of Tom's head. It wasn't a dinosaur after all. It was a baby ostrich. Tom ran to show his mom. Tom told his mom how he and Bobby had found the egg in the orchard. Tom's mom laughed and told him how an ostrich that had escaped from the zoo had been caught in Oliver's orchard and taken back, but nobody knew she had laid an egg while she was away. The next day, Tom and his mom took the baby ostrich to the zoo. The mother ostrich was happy to see her baby. The zookeeper said that if Tom had not kept the egg warm, it would never have hatched. He was very happy, and he allowed Tom to pick a name for the baby. Tom thought for a moment and said, I'd like to name her Olive, because I found the egg under an olive tree. So it shall be, said the zookeeper. Olive the ostrich.
Great job, first graders, listening to me read, or air high five if you tried to read it for yourself. Awesome job. So now I have a question for you. Right now, we're just going to think about this question. Are you ready? What are some differences between the experiences of the characters in Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg? I'm going to ask it one more time. Let's listen. What are some differences between the experiences of the characters in Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg? I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think about that question. Go. And I really love how you guys are noticing the differences in the texts. So now I want us to turn to page 19. This is the last activity for reading in our packet. We're going to be working on day 20. I'm working on day 20. We are contrasting. So are we comparing? No! We're thinking about how these two texts are different. Miss Pierce or you read them, okay? So now it's time to think about the things that happen in them that are different. So let's read what we're going to do first. What is one way that the experiences of the characters in Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg are different? Draw a picture below. I'm going to read that one more time because that's a second grade sentence. What is one way that the experiences of the characters in Mongo's Migration and Tom and the Egg are different? Draw a picture below. So you're going to you're going to think of a situation where it's different. The characters are going through something different. And you're going to draw what happens in Mongo's Migration and then what happens in Tom and the Egg. Is the situation going to be the same? Nope, it's going to be different. Now, let's read what we're going to write about. Using a complete sentence, explain your thinking using details from the stories. Using a complete sentence, explain your thinking using details from the stories. Right here, I want you to explain basically what you drew right here. And you're going to use a complete sentence. So what did you draw here? What did you draw here? And why are they different? First graders, we're going to use complete sentences. Make sure the first letter in each sentence is capital and you have punctuation on the end. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 21. Bye. Make sure you turn this into your Dojo Portfolio. Bye, guys.